Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome back. Hope everyone doing good. Can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So everyone doing good. Yeah. So due to my vacation, we postponed the sessions, right? So last 9 days, 10 days. Yeah. So everyone gone through the recording sessions, right? Which I provided. Recording sessions. Everyone gone through, right? And whoever joined newly today, yeah, they will get the recording sessions like demo sessions, DevOps demo, and AWS demo. So three demos completed, right? So three demos completed, three demo video recordings you will get. So you can take down my number and you can WhatsApp me after this session. I'll provide you recording sessions, demo recording sessions. You can go through the recording sessions. After that, if you have any questions, you can call me, WhatsApp me, right? Yeah. So this is my mobile number 96422111711. So whoever joined today newly, and whoever attended demo sessions and basic sessions, right? So you gone through the EC2 service recordings, right? EC2 IP addresses, right? Yeah. So from today onwards, we are going to start live sessions from EC2. We are going to start AWS today, right? So AWS live sessions, right? So once complete the AWS, so then we'll jump into DevOps. Okay. So currently DevOps is very hot in the market, right? DevOps and AWS. So whatever services we are discussing in our sessions, right? Every service is important. Every service is important, right? So everyone should practice, right? So within 3 months, you can easily crack your interview. How to crack the interview? How can we cope up in the real projects, right? I give you tips and tricks. Okay. How can we crack the interviews, interview questions, FAQs, everything will be covered in our sessions. Okay. Yeah, so today we are going to start AWS. In AWS, first service is EC2, right? Yeah, EC2 already you gone through recording session, right? Yeah, so today we are going to start EC2 and what is server, what is network, what is switch, what is router. Basic sessions also completed, right? So everyone should go through the basic sessions also, basic services also, basic servers, networks, right? So that terminology is very important. Okay. So terminology, if you understand terminology, you can easily understand cloud environments. Okay. Fine. Anyone having any questions before going to start AWS? So can you hear me, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Fine. Yeah. So AWS overview also completed, right? How to create AWS account? How can we navigate services? What are the services available? Right? Yeah, I provided one document for creating AWS account. So everyone should create the account, right? Yeah. So today we are going to start EC2, which is the first service in AWS, which is very important service, very core service. Okay. So without EC2, we cannot create infrastructure. What is infrastructure, anyone? What is infrastructure?
It's an
Backend device where we
environment.
have the servers, network switches, storages.
Right. Infrastructure is nothing but our resources which are hosted in the data center, like servers, switches, network, storage, backup devices, load balancers. These are all we can say we can call it as infrastructure, right? Yeah, so without EC2, we cannot create infrastructure. So EC2 is the first service, which is very important service, very core service in AWS, right? Yeah. What is EC2? Anyone? What is EC2? You've gone through already recordings, right? I provided. What is EC2? Elastic Compute Cloud. What is Elastic Compute Cloud? Elastic Compute Cloud is a virtual server. What is virtual server? Anyone? It is a imaginary server, which is not physical server, right? Virtual server is a imaginary server, which is not physical server, which is hosted in cloud data center, right? Yeah. So Elastic Compute Cloud is a virtual server, which is a scalable server, which is a on-demand server. What is on-demand? Anyone? What is on-demand?
We can create anytime and terminate
Right.
anytime.
Right. So on-demand is nothing but, so whenever we require any servers, whenever we require any resources, whenever we require any storage, that should be available immediately within 1 minute, which is nothing but on-demand. So normally when we want to have any physical servers, so we need to place the order with vendor like Dell vendor, HP vendor. They deliver the server. Once they deliver the server, we need to move to data center server room. We need to configure the server. We need to install operating system, applications, patches, right? So everything we need to configure. That will take some time to prepare the server, right? So when we use cloud server, so that should be available immediately. So in AWS, we can create n number of servers within 1 minute. 100 servers, 1,000 servers we can create within 1 minute with all configurations, all packages, all patches, everything, right? So EC2 is a virtual server, which is on-demand server, which is scalable server, which is available in AWS, right? So here we have Elastic Compute Cloud, right? What is Elastic in general? Anyone? What is Elastic?
Stretchable.
Stretchable, right? Stretchable, expandable, right? Yeah. So what is compute? Compute is a configuration. What is configuration?
RAM, CPU.
Right. So when we want to buy any laptop or mobile, what we will check? So when you want to buy any laptop or mobile, so very first thing what we will check?
CPU, RAM, hard disk.
Yeah, correct. So we'll check the configuration, right? So what is the CPU, what is RAM, what is hard drive, what is space, what is speed. So everything we'll check, right? So compute is a configuration, right? Yeah. So this configuration is elastic. This configuration is elastic. So we can increase the resources, we can decrease this. Yeah, we can increase the resources, we can decrease the resources by single click. For example, so I'm working on one EC2 instance, one server, right? So I'm adding some applications. I'm working on some application. I'm running some applications on server. So middle of the activity, I'm getting some performance issues. Server performance issues. So on the fly, we can increase the resources because this is elastic. It is stretchable. It is expandable. So this configuration is elastic, right? So by single click, we can increase the resources. We can decrease the resources, right? So this configuration is elastic. This configuration is available in cloud. So we have 2 times C, right? That is why we can call it as EC2. Fine. Elastic Compute Cloud is a virtual server, which is a imaginary server, which is on-demand server, scalable server, which is available in AWS. Fine. Yeah. Now let us go back to AWS console. So hope everyone created the account, right? AWS account. Anyone having any doubts to create account? Any issues while creating account? So everyone created, right? Yeah.
This is, I'm sorry, like my name is Sean, and this
Yeah.
is my first session, so I
Yeah.
haven't created anything
Fine.
like that.
Yeah, no problem. So you can WhatsApp me, you can call me after the session. I'll provide you one document, how to create AWS account. And
Okay.
I provide you some video recordings also. Just
Okay.
go through that. You will understand everything. Okay. So this
Sure.
session's demos already completed, and how to create AWS account already completed. Okay.
Okay.
So just go through the video. You will understand. I provide you the
Sure.
recording. Fine. So whoever joined newly, can you provide your WhatsApp number and email address in the chat, so that I'll provide you recording sessions. So I provided my number already here in the chat, 96422111711. So can you provide your WhatsApp number and email address in the chat? New guys, I provide you basic recording sessions and demo recording sessions so that you can go through that. Fine. Yeah. Now, so if you want to connect, if you want to log in AWS Cloud, right? So aws.amazon.com is the URL. aws.amazon.com is the URL. Click on sign into the console. Now I already saved my credentials. That is why I'm able to log in my console, right? Yeah. So now, so this is the region, right? We discussed already. What is region? What is region?
Where you're
Anyone?
geographically located, or the
Located.
server.
Location. Right? Yeah. Location. Right? Yeah. Region is a data center. A region is a data center. What is data center? Anyone? Data center. What is data center?
Where infra device resides.
Right. Where we host our assets, where we host our servers, resources, network, right? Yeah. So these are all data centers. North Virginia, US North Virginia, US East Ohio, US West North California, US West Oregon. These four US regions, US data centers. These are all Asia Pacific, Mumbai, Osaka, Seoul, Singapore, Sydney, Tokyo. These are all Asia Pacific data centers. This is Canada Central. These are the Europe data centers, right? Yeah. So these are the upcoming regions. Okay. Yeah. So here we have different data centers are there across the globe. We have different data centers are available, right? So normally in real-time projects, as a DevOps engineer, as a cloud engineer, what is our role? As a DevOps engineer, what and as a cloud engineer, what we will do? So one role is infrastructure creation. Infrastructure creation. What is infrastructure? Like servers, networks, storage, right? So as a DevOps engineer, as a cloud engineer, we need to create infrastructure, we need to maintain the infrastructure, right? So currently there is no admin roles. Currently, there is no admin roles. Admin's already gone, right? So admin jobs already gone. So there is no admin roles currently. As a cloud engineer, as a DevOps engineer, we need to create the infrastructure. We need to create the resource, and we need to maintain the resources, right? So this is one of the DevOps engineer role, right? Creating infrastructure, maintaining the infrastructure, right? So in real-time projects, we'll get some tickets, requests. So we are using ticketing tools, right? So what are the ticketing tools available currently? ServiceNow, yes, very popular one.
Jira,
Jira.
Jira,
Splunk.
yeah, Splunk, right? Yeah. So ServiceNow, which is very important, very core ticketing system. ServiceNow and Jira and BMC Remedy. BMC Remedy is not very popular, and Splunk also very popular. right? So these three are very popular ticketing systems currently we are using in real-time projects, right? So what is ticketing? What is ticket? Anyone? What is ticket? Ticketing. These are the ticketing tools, right? What is ticket?
A request to create either
Request.
to
Request, right? So customer will raise the request. As per the request, we need to work on the request. We need to resolve the issue. We need to provide the resources as per the customer requirement, right? Yeah. So who is the customer? Like clients,
client.
developers, testers, right? So as a DevOps engineer, what we will do? We receive the request. As per the request, we need to work on the request. We need to resolve the issues, right? Yeah. So normally in real-time projects, if any project team required any servers, what is server, what is switch, we discussed already. What, yeah, any servers required. Why we require servers normally? Servers, what? Why we require servers?
Storage data.
To store the data, to work on the applications, to develop the applications, right? To test the applications, servers required. So that will be taken care by developers, testers, right? Yeah. So whenever the project team required any servers, what they will do, they log in into the ticketing system, they raise the ticket, right? In ServiceNow, Jira, or Splunk, or BMC Remedy, different ticketing systems are there, right? So once they raise the request, what will happen? The request will come to our bin, right? So once we receive the request, we need to check the description. What is the requirement? What is the server required? So what is the configuration? And what is the applications required? So we need to check the ticketing system. Then we'll start working on the request. So before start working on the request, we need to check the approvals are in place or not. Without approvals, we should not create any infrastructure, right? So because cloud is all about costing, right? So when you create any server, that should be, yeah, so the client should be approved for that because billing, right? Costing, yeah. So once we receive the request, ServiceNow request or Jira request, whatever request, right? In that request, we need to check the description and requirement. What is the requirement? Then we need to start working on the request, right? Yeah. So in the request, in the ticketing system, they give you how many servers required, what is the configuration required, on which location, which region they require servers. They provide everything, right? So this, yeah, once you receive the request, first you need to check the region, right? For example, we are in Ohio region, US East 2. This is the default region, right? But my client required servers in Mumbai region. So simply you can click on this.
We need to check whether
Is
they're
this a
getting approved.
mandatory for every ticket?
Yes. Yeah, every ticket they provide required information in the ticket. Without
Okay,
the information, yeah.
no,
Go
no. My
ahead,
question
please.
is, yeah, they can ask every ticket to change the location if even a same
No, no, no,
project.
not like that. So as
Hmm.
per the requirement, as per the client requirement,
Okay,
got it right? Not
okay,
every
yes.
ticket, as per
Okay,
their requirement,
okay. If we are in the
right?
same project, we can use the same location, right, for all the
Yes,
tickets.
yes, yes, correct.
Okay, got it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, fine. Now, so currently I'm in Ohio, US East 2 region. So I want to change my region. So my client required 10 servers in Mumbai region, right? So I just click on this Mumbai region. This will be changed, right? So now I can create servers in Mumbai region, right? So why we need to change regions here? For example, this is online, right? Everything is online. So I can create in Ohio. So I can access from India. Ohio servers I can access from India. So why we need to change these regions? Because little latency will be there. Yeah, latency will be there. For example, my team members are available in US region, but my servers are available in Mumbai region. They can access, but little latency will be there. What is latency?
Responding time.
Responding time, delay, right? So that is why, as per the requirement, we need to select the region and we need to create the servers, right? Yeah.
If you're the same people of your project are in different locations, they should use the different servers, right?
Yes, they can use.
If the client available for the different servers, you can access to them.
Yes, we can use.
Yeah.
But normally what we will do as per the client requirement. So this is client deciding factor. We don't decide, right? As a DevOps engineer, cloud engineer, we don't decide. This is a client will decide. As per the requirement, we need to select the region, we need to get the resources. Okay.
I'm asking that, like, if the same person is in California, if the same project is in the California, they will use California region
Yes,
because the responding time will be fast and
exactly. Yes. So as per the requirement, we need to select the region and we need to create the resources in the region. Right? Responding time, some delay will be there, right? Yeah. So latency. Fine. So I can select default region, which is Ohio. Fine.
There's one
Yeah. So
query here.
first, yeah.
If the client end user is not aware of the configuration, or if they mismatch, or if they kept wrongly and everything, so can we suggest that this is the wrong configuration, so that, I mean, because of the delayed response or latency, what are the based on the infra, can we suggest the end user and ask them to modify, or can we give suggestions on the server configuration if there is any if there will be any issues in future? Or
Yes.
it would be the
Correct.
final result. It would be the final update. What are we got it from end user?
Yeah, good question. Good question. Yes. So we can give the information to client. Normally, architects will take care of that. Okay, architects will take care of that. So architects they give the information to client. So this is the best region. You can use this. Okay. For example, in US we have 4 regions. Okay. So Ohio and North Virginia, these two are very good regions. Right. Resources are very faster compared to other regions. Right. We can suggest them. Yeah, this you can use the Ohio region or North Virginia. So here we have very good resources available, hardware is available. You can use this. Okay. So before creating resources, they check with us, right? So we can some discussions will be happened in the calls, daily calls, right? So by the time, yeah, they understand. Okay, so this region is good region. We can use this region. So like that, they can give the requirement, right? You understand, right? I think Raghu asking this question. Raghu
Yes.
ask-
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, fine. So once we select the region, after that we need to check the description. So how many servers required? What is the configuration required? How much RAM required? How many CPUs required? So what is the operating system like Windows required, Linux required, whatever flavor required, version required? We need to check that. So finally, we need to check the approvals are in place or not. Approvals, right? So without approvals, we should not create any resource because billing will be happen, costing will be happen, right? Yeah. So without approvals, we should not check. We should not create the resources, right?
Who will
Yeah.
give that approval, sir?
BU head, business unit head, client business unit head will give the approvals
Okay.
because once we get the approval, the billing will go to the respective project. Got it right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine. Yeah, once everything is in place, what we have to do, go to services, go to compute, click on EC2, right? Click on EC2. Once you click on EC2, yeah, see here, yeah, instance is nothing but server, right? So the terminology is very, very important here. Instance is a server, right? Yeah, elastic IPs. What is elastic IP? I explained. Load balancers, snapshots, auto scaling groups. Yeah.
again instances, again server.
So these are the running instances. These are the normal instances. Okay. Running 0 instances available, one instance. One service available, which is in stop state, not in running state. Okay. Placement groups, volumes. What is volume?
Thick space, it's
Storage.
yeah.
Storage, right? Yeah. So dedicated host, key pairs. What is keeper? Explain. Okay. Security groups. So security group is a firewall. 8 security groups are available.
Jetscaler is command security groups.
Yes. Yes. Right. So keepers, 9 keepers available. 8 secret groups are available, right? Fine. Now, yeah. So click on launch, click on instances running here. There is no running instances. Now, if you check this, if you click on this here, this is the, yeah, stopped instance. Stopped means shut down, right? So this server is in shutdown mode, shutdown state. Okay, yeah, fine. Now I want to launch one instance. So here, click on launch instance. Click on launch instance. Once you click on launch instance, see here. So instance name, tags. See here, I can give tag name like I can give database server, DB server. Okay. Yeah. Now, if you go here, go down here. These are the AMIs, right? Images, Amazon Mission images, right? So, what is Amazon Mission image? Anyone? Well, you already gone through recordings, right? What is AMI? It is a master copy. So, for example, if you want to install Windows on your laptop, what we will use to install Windows on your laptop? One image required, right? So the image we can copy into pen drive, and we can the pen drive we can configure as a bootable drive. Then we can install the Windows, right? So the same way AWS is providing some images, AMIs. Okay, so these are all AMIs available. So Amazon Linux AMI, Mac OS AMI, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, SUSE Linux, right? So Debian, different AMIs are available, different Amazon Mission images available, right? So for example, if you select here Amazon Linux, in Amazon Linux we have different flavors available, different flavors. Amazon Linux 2023 AMI, Amazon Linux 2 AMI, Amazon Linux 2 LTS with SQL Server, Amazon Linux 2 LTS with SQL Server 2017. So different flavors, okay, different versions. So now I want to, okay, so before that, Mac, so Mac also available different flavors here. See here, Mac also different flavors. So even Ubuntu, Windows also having different flavors, different versions. See here, these are all different versions, right? Yeah. Now, so if you want to check, if you want to check, if you want to check all AMIs, click on browse more AMIs. Click on browse more AMIs here. If you click on this here, quick start AMIs, 47 AMIs available. 47. These are all AMIs. See here. Amazon Linux 2, AMI, Mac OS, Red Hat, SUSE Linux, Ubuntu, Microsoft Windows 2022 latest one. Right? These are all different AMIs are available. These are all.
Can we say which is best one?
Right. So normally we don't decide this. Client give you requirement. So we don't decide this. Okay. So for example, client required Windows latest one. So here, see here, Windows. This is the latest one.
Yeah, but we should suggest, if we have to suggest one of these, which one we will suggest?
Okay.
Which one is
So currently 2022 core base is yeah, this
Microsoft
is, yeah,
Windows Server 2020 core.
this is very for Windows side, this is good one. This is very good flavor. Okay. And
What is the
also
difference between base and core base?
yeah. So normally data centers, some features difference is there. Little bit different difference is there. I'll explain that. Don't worry. Okay.
They can
So
mention which one to which AMIs to select in each and every ticket, or it's common to the project.
so normally, for example, if you take one project, they use the Linux servers, 100 servers. Okay. They're using Windows servers, 100 servers, for example. So same flavors they use for the same project, same flavors they use. They don't use other flavors. But if you are
You
handling
mean
multiple projects, if you are
you
handling
mean
multiple projects,
if they are using the AMI images, means they can use the AMI images for the whole project. They cannot change in the description. Am I right?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay.
So if they require any other flavors, definitely they mention in the ticket.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
These are all the quick start AMS 47 images available here. See here. But here all the flavors available, one flavor is not there, which is CentOS. CentOS is not there. We have Debian, Ubuntu, Red Hat, Windows, Mac OS, everything is available. SUSE, but one flavor is not available, which is CentOS. But my client required that OS, CentOS. How can we get that? Every flavor is available, but one flavor is not available, CentOS. Yes. So if any flavor is not available in the quick start, so the flavor is required for client project. Okay, what we have to do? We have to go to AWS Marketplace. Okay, click on this, and you can search here. CentOS. Enter. Here, these are all CentOS flavors. Whatever flavor you require, you can go to Marketplace and you can search here. You will get all the flavors here. Here, CentOS different versions, different flavors available. Right. So quick start lo ఎందుకు లేదని అడుగుతున్నారు కదా. Yeah, go ahead please. Someone asking.
Yeah, without any OS, can we configure the instance? Because for few of the applications, there will be an appliances which will be provided by the vendor. So for that scenarios, without any OS, can we configure only the instances and install the appliances after that?
Yes, that also. So if the instance is already available, how can we configure applications? I'll explain. I'll show you that. But without OS, we cannot configure. OS is a platform, right? Without platform, how can we configure applications? We cannot configure, right?
No,
If the
but there are few applications like in the storage, or there are few applications. The appliances will be provided by the vendor. So in the appliances only we have the OS and everything. It is the OS
right.
designed by the vendor. It's not defined by the Windows or Linux or something. That appliances, in the appliance itself, the OS is defined. So normally in the traditional, we'll create a VM, only the VM, and in the VM we'll configure the appliance, so that based on the appliances, the applications in the everything, what are the tools they are configuring in that appliances, it will work. That is in the traditional environment. But coming to this one, can we do the same in the cloud
Yes,
configurations?
yes.
Okay.
We can provide like. So we have one session which is customized AMS. By the time I'll show you. We have one session. After sessions, we have another session which is customized AMS. How can we create customized AMS? How can we prepare our own image? How can we customize this? Normally, this default images we don't use in real-time projects. Okay, we prepare customized AMS. How can we prepare? How can we work on that? We'll see that. Fine. Yeah. Now, see here. So these are all the quick start AMIs, right? So in which I required one Amazon Linux 2 AMI, right? So for which what we will do, we can select this, right? So in our test lab, first we need to check the free tier eligible. This free tier only we need to use. Don't select non-free tier. So if you select this Mac OS, this is not free tier, right? So whatever free servers are available that we can use for practice, right? In real-time projects, we don't use free tier. We always use paid servers, right? But here, so this is free tier, right? Free tier eligible. This is free tier eligible. This is also free tier, right? So whatever free tier servers are there that we can use in our test lab, test environment. So that is for practice. Okay. So normally in real-time projects we don't use this.
We can see two different 64-bit into 86 or 64-bit into R.
Arc is different. So normally Arc is for machine learning projects. Okay. So always we use x64 only. I explain that. Okay. Yeah. Fine. See here. So now I require this server. As per my as per my client requirement. So I want to create this server, for which what I can do. So first I can check the, see here, verified provider, and first we need to check this x64-bit x, see here, x 64-bit x86 ARM. These two things we need to check. So can you mute everyone? Some background noise is coming here. So if you have any questions, you can
అప్పుడే ఇది
unmute.
బెడ్ మెత్తగా అయిపోతుంది, బెడ్ మెత్తగా అయిపోతుంది అంట చెప్తారా.
So if you have any questions, you can unmute us.
అయిపోతుందా?
It's Madhusudan.
Madhusudan.
Yes.
Madhusudan, can you mute? Okay, can you mute? So if you have any questions, you can unmute and you can ask me. Otherwise, recording will be disturbed, right? Yeah. Fine. So see here, Amazon S2 AMI. So this server required for the project. Okay. Yeah. So for which what we will do, first we can check this verified provider, and see here, Amazon S2. So 5 years support is available here. So as per the requirement, you can check this. So when we select any AMI, along with the AMI, whatever the features, whatever the application they're providing with that package, everything will be available. Okay. So additional package is required, we can install. Okay. Yeah. And here 64-bit x86, 64-bit ARM. So normally most of the project teams, they are using x86 only, right? And ARM, why we use ARM here? This is mainly for machine learning projects. Okay. Yeah. So don't select this default one. You can select this. Okay. Now click on select here. So what I'm doing here now, I want to create one EC2 instance. Okay. EC2 instance is a server. EC2 is a server. Okay. Virtual server. Click on select here. So don't use the first one. See here. This first one don't select. This is the latest one, but free tier eligible, 1 CPU, 1 GB RAM, right? One virtual CPU, 1 GB RAM. That is not sufficient for this latest one. That is why don't use this. Don't select first one. So you can select second one. Okay, select here. Yeah. So once you select this AMI, see here, this is the AMI selected here. Okay, it is free tier eligible. Next one, go down here. So instance type, these are the instance types available. If you expand this, see here, T2 nano, T2 micro, T2 small, T2 medium, large, right? So here T2 nano, he's having one virtual CPU, 0.5 GB memory, means 500 MB RAM. Memory means RAM, right? Yeah. So here one virtual CPU, T2 micro, one virtual CPU, 1 GB memory. So this is only the free tier eligible. This server only you can use. This type only you can use in our test lab. Normally in real-time projects, always we use T2 medium or T2 large we use, or T2 X large also, as per the requirement. But these are all not free, right? So we can use here T2 micro is the free, right? Select this. So after that, key pair. What is key pair? What is key pair? Anyone? So along with the username password, we require one key to connect our server, to log in our server, right? So cloud servers are very secure servers, right? So AWS is providing one key. So without that key, we cannot connect our server, right? Yeah. So key pair required here. So if you want to select existing key pair, see here, these are all the existing key pairs available, right? So now what I will do, I want to create one new key pair. So create new key pair. Click on this. Yeah. Now key pair name, DevOps batch 74. Our batch number is 74, right? Yeah. Key pair type RSA and some ID they are showing, right? So default one you can use. I'll show you a second one. Yeah. Next one. So private key file format. So here PEM file PPK file. So two formats are there here. What is PEM? What is PPK? So PEM is a normal text format, right? PPK is a putty private key format, right? So first we can download this PEM file. Okay, select PEM file, click on create key pair. So PPK also I'll show you. Click on create key pair. Now see here. So one file is downloading here. Yeah, this is the key pair, PEM file. So if you click on this here, this is the key. So every server will have unique key, right? Without this key, we cannot connect our server.
It's like certificate.
Some certificate kind of thing. Yes, right. So if the key pair is missing, what we can do? I give you solution. Okay, if the key pair is missing, how can we generate new key pair? How can we log in server? I'll show you some tips and tricks. Okay, but without key pair, we cannot connect server. Key pair is very important component for connecting servers. Okay, yeah. Now
After creating this key pair, we can give this key to the developers, right?
yes, we need to provide
For
to
certificate
developers.
use. Okay, this is server certificate. Like, what about the client certificate? How to generate that?
Client certificate not required basically to
Oh.
work on the cloud servers. Client certificate not required. Not
So
required.
we can provide only the server certificate to the developers.
Yes, that is enough. Yes,
Oh, okay.
right. Yeah.
Okay.
Next one, see here, keeper is ready. Next one, network settings. Network settings, right? So here, VPC. What is VPC? We discussed already. I gave overview already, right? VPC is a virtual private cloud, right? So in data center, cloud data center, we required our own network, right? So because different projects, they can work on the servers, cloud servers, right? But if you create your own network, your servers will be secured. In that network only you can create your servers, right? So that you can implement the security for our servers. Yeah. Now, by default, they are providing default VPC. So here, default VPC. For now, we can use this. So while working on VPC, I'll show you how to create customized VPC. How can we connect using customized VPC? What is subnet? How can we select subnet? How can we create subnets? We'll discuss. Okay. Yeah. For now, we can use the default VPC, default network. Okay. Fine. Next one, firewall. So firewall is a security group, right? So it is a network security device. We can say network security device. So if you want to control traffic, network traffic, right? So unauthorized access, we require firewalls. Okay. Yeah. So now if you select an existing security group, see here, these are all existing security groups available. Different existing security groups available. Now I want to create one security group, new security group. Security group name, I want to give DevOps 74 SG security group. Okay. So description also I want to give, copy this HTML. Now go down here. Next one, see here. So inbound security group rules. Yeah. So we are creating Linux server. We are creating Linux server, right? So Linux, if you want to connect Linux server, how can we connect? Through SSH authentication. Secure shell. SSH full form is secure shell. So TCP port number should be enabled here. What is TCP? Transmission Control Protocol. So this is the protocol required for connecting our Linux server, right? So this port should be open. 22 port should be open to connect our server, right? Next one, source type anywhere. So anywhere custom my IP. If you select my IP, you need to give your IP. From that IP only can connect our cloud server. So if you select your custom network, we can use here. Okay. So always we use anywhere here. Always we use anywhere. Anywhere means from any network you can connect our server, right? Yeah. Next one, storage. So normally creating server will take 1 minute job. It will not take much time. But first time we are going through all the options, right? Next one, storage. See here, 8 GB. By default, we are getting 8 GB for Linux server. Amazon Linux server, we are getting 8 GB. If you select Windows server, it will show you 30 GB. Right? For Amazon Linux, we are getting 8 GB only. Okay. Yeah. So now, if you select here, if you see here, GP2, general purpose 2. See, different versions, different types of storage we can use here. So general purpose SSD, GP2, provisioned IOPS SSD, different version, right? So whatever speed you required, whatever storage speed required, you can select this. By default, they gave general purpose SSD GP2, right? So we can use this. And also click on advanced. If you click on advanced, if you expand this, see here, few more options are available. So here we are using EBS volume for storage, server storage. EBS is a elastic block storage. Okay. So this is a high speed storage, higher speed storage. So this is a device name, your volume name, /dev/xvda. So in Windows, we are using C drive, D drive, right? Same way in Linux, we can call it as /dev/xvda, right? So by default, one snapshot will be created here. What is snapshot? Anyone?
Screen.
One replica, one copy, right? So while working on snapshots, I'll explain this. Okay. Yeah. So 8 GB storage. So if you want to increase to 80 GB, you can give 80 here. But 8 GB only free. If you add another GB, some charges will be applied. That is not free, right? Yeah. And also here we already selected this default one. Okay. Yeah. Next one, see here. IOPS. What is IOPS? IOPS. Input output per second. Your drive speed. So 100 by 3000. This many times it will be rotated. Okay, the speed of your storage, right? Yeah. Next one, delete on termination. What is this? If you select yes, what will happen? If you select no, what will happen? Right? Yeah. So if you select yes, what will happen? So when you terminate your server, terminate means delete, right? So normally, whenever we get request, we create the servers. So whenever the project is completed, again client raise the request to terminate the servers. Because if they keep the servers as is, some charges will be applied. That is why what they will do, they raise the request for terminating servers again. So for example, the project servers, we gave servers, 10 servers to project. So the project is completed within 6 months. After that, what they will do, they ask us to terminate the servers. Because if they hold the servers, charges will be applied. So when they raise the request to terminate the servers, we need to terminate the servers, right? Yeah. So if you select yes here, what will happen? Delete on termination. If you select yes here, what will happen? When you terminate your server, along with the server, this volume also will be terminated. The storage also will be terminated. But normally, we should not select yes here. We always select no. Because in this volume, project data available, right? So if you terminate the volume, project data will be gone. So some escalations will be happened. That is why we need to always select no. So when you terminate your server, server will be gone, but volume will be available. In the volume, the project data is available. So whenever the
What do you
project
mean
is
by
required,
volume over here? I'm sorry, Ram. What do you mean by
yeah,
volume here?
yeah, volume is a storage. Volume is a storage. So every server
Storage
requires some
is the
storage.
data that is stored on the device, you meant?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. EBS volume is a elastic block storage volume. So every server, every desktop, every laptop required one storage, right? In our laptop also we have storage. Same way,
Yeah.
server side also required storage, which is EBS volume.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So when you select yes, what will happen? Whenever you terminate your server, along with the server, the volume also will be terminated. But if the volume is terminated, escalations will be happened. Data will be gone, right? That is why we need to select always no. Okay. If you select no, when you terminate your server, server will be gone, volume will be available. Okay. So Whenever they require the data, we can provide the volume. Okay, fine. So for now, I can select yes here. Normally in real-time projects, we should not select yes. We always select no. Okay, yeah. So after that, see here, number of instances, how many instances required? So 10 or 100 or 1000, you can give here. How many servers required? Okay, yeah. So now for now, we can select only one. Okay, yeah. Now here advanced details, click on this.
Ram, one query in the volume tab. So here we are
Yes,
creating the EBS volume. So does this volume used for the boot volumes or the data volume?
exactly. Yes. So this is the primary volume. This is the primary volume. So if you need any additional volumes, click on add new volume. This is only default volume, which is the primary volume, like C drive in Windows. Okay. So if you need another volume, click on add new volume. See here, this is secondary volume. So here volume name /dev/xvda is the primary. If you see here /dev/sdb, secondary volume. Okay. So you can add a number of volumes. How many volumes required? You can add like this. You can customize the volume size also here. How much size is required, right? So as per the customer requirement, we need to create the volumes. We need to customize the volume size also, right?
So, Ram,
Yeah.
when you say volume in our
Hmm.
real world, it means in our general terminology, it is just like drives. How many drives we
Drives.
want? Okay.
Exactly. Yes. Drives. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Fine.
Okay, and what about
Yeah.
the volume types? I mean, for the root volumes and the data volumes, can we use the similar volume type or it should be different based on the usage what we are using?
Yeah. You can use the same volume type or else data volumes. You can use normal also. Here. See here. Throughput optimized SDD, hard disk drive. So this is a normal drive. SSD means solid state drive. So in our laptop also we are using SSDs currently, right? In my laptop also I'm using SSD. This is very faster. But normal this SSD is it is a low speed volume, right? So every project, every laptop, desktops currently they are using SSDs, solid state drives, right? So this is high speed drive, okay, bit costlier also, right? Yeah.
And adding to this, we are mentioning the delete on termination yes or no. Okay, so if you
Yes.
mention no and we terminated the instance, but can we attach this EBS volume to any instance and restore the data, or it can
Yes.
we how we need to proceed on that?
Right. Right. Good question. Yeah. Fine. So once you terminate your server, so this volume will be available when you select no, right? So that volume, in that volume, the data is available, project data. So after 3 months or after 6 months, the project requires this data. So normally in yeah laptop side, what we will do, whenever you want to format your laptop, whenever you want to remove the data, entire data, or else any virus attack to your laptop. So by the time what we will do, we connect pen drive or external drive and we take the backup, whatever important data is there, that we can take backup, and we can format the operating system. We can reinstall the operating system. After that, whatever data you taken to backup drive, if you want to read the data, what we can do? For example, you have important data is there in your laptop. Your laptop is having some issues, operating system issues. By the time what we will do, we take the backup into one external drive. We can format the data operating system. We can remove entire operating system. We can reinstall an operating system. After that, if you want to read the data, whatever data you taken to external drive, what we will do?
We copy all the data.
We need to connect to laptop, right? First, the same way here also server side also, whatever volume is available, if you want to read the data, that volume we need to attach to any of the server. Then only can read it. Otherwise, you cannot read. The volume directly we cannot read, right, without operating system. That is why that volume we need to attach to some servers, and we can read the data. How can we attach? I'll
Is
show
this
you.
is this applicable to boot volumes or only the data volumes?
Data volume, secondary volume can attach. Yeah,
Okay,
we
so
can
it
attach
doesn't apply
as,
to the boot volumes.
yeah, we can attach as boot volumes also. As for example, you have only data. This volume we can attach as secondary volume. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions, anyone? Yeah. So this advanced settings, advanced details we'll see tomorrow. Okay. So which is very, very important here. Here we have important option, termination protection and stop protection and placement group. Few things, important things are there. Tenancy. Tenancy is very, very important. Tenancy. What is tenancy? Right? We'll see this and we'll create tomorrow. We'll create tomorrow and how to connect server. We'll see tomorrow. And how can we create a Windows server? How can we connect Windows server? What is public IP, private IP, elastic IP? How can we attach elastic IP? We'll see tomorrow. Okay. So any other questions, anyone? So this is very, very important session, right? So basic session. So tomorrow also we'll work on, tomorrow day after also we'll work on EC2. Fine. So anyone newly joined today, so can you provide your WhatsApp number so that I'll provide you demo recordings or other recordings? Your phone number, WhatsApp number and email address so that I'll provide you previous recordings. You can take down my number. My number is 96422 You can WhatsApp me, call me if you need any information. Fine. Yeah. So up here. Yeah. Tomorrow we'll work on this again. Okay. How can we create server? How can we connect server using key pair? And how can we create another format, PPK format also? How can we change the PPK format? How can we connect using PPK? We'll see tomorrow. Fine. So we can wind up here. Yeah. Fine. Thank you all.